So can I get this one out of the way? Who's the father on the show?
Of course I can't tell you. You're delusional, man.
Nah, figured I'd ask.
Yeah, no. I think that's going to be a big reveal for this season. I know who it is, but if I told you, it would ruin all of the fun.
Were you surprised by who it was?
Can I ask then, what do you think Lana thought? Why do you think she made the decision that she made? And how close was she to
James Lipton in the house, ladies and gentlemen. I think part of the reason that she decided to get pregnant was that she realized that that this life at ISIS wasn't necessarily that fulfilling. I think she had a lot of designs on taking over Mallory's job, and then it felt like maybe that wasn't going to happen. And I think she just wanted to have something in her life that gave her some direction and some meaning. And the whole crisis that she had in the desert with thinking like, why am I doing this stupid job with people that don't give a shit? And a company that's run by an alcoholic maniac who keeps sending us after like her sex tapes. You know what I mean? Like I think everybody has that crisis at some point, and most people have children because they want somebody to wipe their ass when they're on their deathbed. So I think that's probably a big aspect of Lana's motivation is like, I'm going to die alone, and I seem to hold an abiding amount of affection for a guy who is probably going to die of massive like crystalline gallstones at 45. So yeah, and then I think her decision about who and we don't know. I mean, she kind of I know there's a line at the end of last season where she says it was a donor. Whether that's true or not, I can't tell you. I know that's what she said. But I think the thought process behind when we finally find out who the father is, I think we'll be surprised. And her reasoning may not be at all clear. It may just be like she made a crazy choice. You know what I mean? Who knows? Who knows? I'm hoping it's Burt Reynolds. That would be fucking awesome, right? Yes.
I know you've been doing Archer for a while. Of all of the voice work that you've done for Archer, I know that there's been a lot of crazy stuff that you and John Benjamin have had to say or yell. What was your sort of favorite thing that you've had to ever really yell or say to another character? Sort of like your favorite line that you've said.
I don't get the craziest lines. Pam gets the best lines. Pam Poobie has all the best lines on the show, by far. And I wish that I had more memorized, but I tend to be blackout drunk when I do the show, so I don't really know what happens. The one that I always say, which unfortunately I've said before, is the first season when Cyril had put the dead hooker in the trunk of the car, and then she made him go buy porn. And that was when I knew that I was home, that I had finally found a show that was my comedic home, because Adam and I, when we were recording it, had a very long conversation about whether ball slappiest or ball slappiest was a funnier word. And anytime someone's willing to get into a semantic argument, an etymological argument about nuts, you found your tribe. So that was when I told him he had to get the bareback in his ball slappiest hard dick in his for porn in the store. And he said, "From the nice old Asian lady." So that's probably my favorite line of the show. Yeah.
Is there anyone from Whose Line that you'd love to see on Archer, or vice versa? Anyone from Archer you'd love to see on Whose Line?
Interesting. Well, all Amber and Lucky specifically are big sketch and improv people. They do a lot of improv, and so they'd both be amazing on Whose Line. John would just probably kick his chair over and walk off set. It'd be very short. It'd be funny and very short, explosively short. Chris Parnell's a genius, so he'd be amazing on Whose Line.
Can I take it?
Yeah, let me finish the question. And then from Whose Line, God, those guys are all brilliant. So, Wayne would be amazing. Any of them would be amazing. I'm surrounded by geniuses, which is really not good for my own personal self-esteem. But yeah, it would be great to have some kind of crossover. We did the Bob's crossover.
Yeah.
It'd be pretty cool to have a Whose Line crossover.